There is no risk. Now, what do I actually mean when I say that? What do I mean when I put that as a title? What do I mean when I put that as a thumbnail? For myself personally, as an entrepreneur and as a remote sales professional, I speak with a lot of people from all walks of life, all different careers, all different backgrounds, wanting to pursue something else in their life. For example, right now I'm a remote closer. I sell a program for a company that helps people learn how to code, how to get into tech as a software engineer and change careers so they can work from home, make more money than they're currently making, and get to where they want to be in life. And tech and coding has been around for years. It's not like a whole new business model. It's a genuine skill set which forever has been around, or not forever has been around, but it's been around for a long time. And tech has only ever gotten better and better and better. And software engineers get paid better and better and better. So it's a real thing. It's tangible. So as a remote closer, I speak to a lot of people wanting to transition into tech and become software engineers or just get to a better place in life. Also as well now with my own business, helping people become remote closers. I speak to a lot of people wanting to become an entrepreneur who want to become a remote closer, or they want to become a remote closer and then build their own business off the back of learning the skill of sales. And one of the most common things that I hear on all my calls or prior to having a call with someone and speaking to them through messages or on the phone or whatever it is the fear of risk, the fear of what if this happens, what if that happens, the fear of judgment, or whatever it is. It's always the risk. And this was something I don't think was trapped is not the word, but this is something I used to struggle with as well, personally. When I was working as a laborer 2.5 years ago, I was working construction, labor job, making $33 an hour, $1,200 a week, long hours, hard work, not fun, not enjoyable, no passion, no fulfillment at all. I used to be addicted to that paycheck. I used to be addicted to $33 an hour, $1,200 a week coming in. And I had that same mindset. What if I don't have an income for a while? What if I try something and it doesn't work? I was just addicted. I was addicted to the paycheck. I was addicted to the money coming in, even though I didn't need to make the money because I had savings and I had very low expenses at that point in time in my life. I was living at home. And if I could go back and tell that individual in that scenario, Reese, 2.5 years ago, I'd say, stop being a fucking idiot. There is no risk. But the reason why I say that with 100% confidence now as well, after 2 years of being an entrepreneur, 2 years of quitting my job, 2 years of not having a steady paycheck, 2 years of uncertainty, learning new things, failing a bunch of times, and also as well, 2 years of making some really, really great money and life-changing money that would have never, ever been possible if I wasn't an entrepreneur. I've been able to make $50,000 a month some months. I've been able to make multiple six figures online, been able to move to Dubai, been able to start my own business now off the back of learning the skill of sales and a little bit of marketing skills as well with organic content like this. So I've seen the good, I've seen the bad over the last 2 years. Just trust me on that. And it hasn't happened overnight at all. But one thing I will say that I learned pretty early on after I did quit my job and did get rid of that paycheck and did get rid of that steady income coming in was I had a realization that the worst case scenario for me, the risk I was so scared of, the absolute worst, was that I went back to my job. So the worst case scenario was the current existence I was already living. So to apply that to the people who I speak to when I'm selling a course on how to become a software engineer as a remote closer, when I'm doing my remote closing. These people, some of them obviously are great to speak to and they just buy without any objections. And obviously there's other people who have a lot of limiting beliefs, what if that happens, what if this happens, etc., etc. These people are so scared of what if, not even realizing that if it doesn't work for them, if they don't enjoy it, if they fail, whatever it is, their worst case scenario is they keep on living the current existence they've been living and been stuck in for a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10, some of them 20, 30 years. they would live that existence if they failed. So the thing they're trying to run away from, the thing that they hate so much, if they failed, that's all they'd have to go back and do. They'd just go back to their job, keep the income coming in, save up a little bit of money, and then go try something new. All right, and it was the same for me when I quit my job. My worst case scenario was I run out of money. I went back to the shit job. There's always going to be someone hiring a laborer, unskilled laborer for minimum wage. I saved up some money and then tried something else. Maybe I learned to code. Maybe I wanted to get into tech instead of sales and becoming an entrepreneur. Maybe I wanted to change careers totally and go back to university. Maybe I wanted to save up some money and go on a complete gap year and go take a year off and go backpacking around Europe and go find myself or whatever the fuck it is. But the worst case scenario for any walk of life that you go down, any change you make, whether it's becoming an entrepreneur, changing careers, going backpacking, going back to uni, if it doesn't work, if you don't like it, if it's not for you, if you have a change of mind, you just go back to the current existence you've been living that you're not happy with anyway. So there is literally zero risk. In fact, the riskier thing to do is just stay stuck, stay in your situation, never make a change. Never believe in yourself and back yourself to actually take that first step to get to where you want to be in life. So that is why I say there is no risk, and I genuinely mean it. And as well, what you'll find, if fear of the unknown, if risk has been holding you back in the past, what you'll find is once you actually take that first step, your only regret will be that you didn't do it earlier. Your only regret was that you delayed for so long backing yourself and doing something new. Because I've never ever been in a worse off position by taking a risk or taking a new step or embracing the unknown. When I transitioned out of my job into entrepreneurship and tried to build a business, obviously my business failed, but I learned a lot around what I didn't know. I exposed myself completely to how bad I was as a businessman and an entrepreneur. From there, I was able to, excuse my notifications. From there, I was then able to then get into sales. Once I got into sales, well, I sucked at the start, but I learned a lot. I grew from it. I've become better, become more disciplined, become more thick-skinned or whatever you want to call it. And then got really, really good at sales. From that point onwards, I now, from where I am now, obviously I have my YouTube channel, my Instagram, that I've started to grow. I've started my own business. Even obviously I know how to sell and I've been making great money selling, but it was still the unknown of now taking on business expenses. Now I have people that I pay. Okay, I have softwares that I'm paying on a monthly basis. When I moved from Australia to Dubai, obviously my expenses increase as well. It's always the unknown and what if and the risk. And when we look at it without any logical perspective, it is scary. It is like, what if this happens? What if that happens? But every time I've taken that step, every single one of those, moving to Dubai, starting my own business, getting into sales, failing business, leaving 9-to-5 job, every single time the unknown was always scarier in my mind than the actual reality. And you'll find that you'll always find a way. It's impossible to go to zero. It's impossible to completely fail and end up homeless. You'll always find a way. You'll always make it work. And you are doing yourself a disservice. You're playing yourself smaller than what you're capable of if you don't take those steps, if you don't take those risks in your life and go after the life you want, and you just stay in your small shell, safe bubble, whatever you want to call it, your comfort zone, and never take the first step, because you are capable of more than just the life you've been living that you're not happy with, and you can create whatever life you want if you're willing to embrace the unknown, embrace the uncertainty. And just remember, worst case scenario, every single time you embrace that uncertainty, you take a new step in your life. You move overseas, you go travel, start a new career, become an entrepreneur, become a remote closer, buy a course, get some mentorship. Worst case scenario, waste a little bit of time, 2-3 months, learn a lot, go back to your previous life you've been living, save up some money, try again. The worst case scenario. So there is no risk. You can live life without fear. You can live life without being worried about what if this happens, what if that happens. because the worst case scenario is the current existence you've been living. So go all in, back yourself, take the step, embrace the unknown, embrace the uncertainty, and you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't do those things. If you take that first step into something new, whatever it is, whatever change it is, you'll find that the universe, whatever it is, yourself, you'll always be taken care of. It's impossible to go to zero. You'll always find a way. You'll always make it work, as long as you're willing to believe in yourself, put in the effort, and just go after it. So there's no risk. Take the first step. Go back yourself. Go do whatever the fuck you want to do in this life, and you can do it.